Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Cosmic Culture, the channel where we talk about all major movie and television news, theories, breakdowns, and more. I'm Chris, and today marks 2 years since Avengers Endgame had its cinematic and worldwide release, and Robert Downey Jr., in the excitement of it, shared with us a deleted scene which we had never before seen. Now, we knew this scene existed, and it is a very exciting scene. In fact, it's the scene where after Tony Stark snaps, he goes and he sees an older Morgan. Just like Thanos went and saw a young Gamora after he snapped. This would have been a very cool addition to the film. It would have been really cool to see Tony go to Soul World and experience seeing his daughter after he snaps and gets rid of Thanos and his army and puts the world back to normal. Now, we do have to recall that Hulk actually was the one that undid the snap because he quote-unquote was built for the job, since Hulk was completely made of gamma, and that was the radiation that comes off of the stones after a snap. So he probably would have or did see an apparition in Soul World, which would have been very interesting since he was full-grown Hulk at the time, if it was Bruce Banner that he saw and he had a conversation between the two. That could have been really cool and interesting as well, but there are obviously specific reasons why we didn't end up seeing this deleted scene. However, like I was saying, it would have been really cool to see Tony Stark, after his heroic snap that ended up causing him to lose his life, see his older daughter, which was one of the biggest concerns he had throughout the rebringing of the people who were blipped or snapped away, was that things would go back to normal and he would lose his daughter, and that the last 5 years that had passed would be gone, which is why he was kind of okay moving on, because Pepper was still alive and he had his daughter, and all things were kind of okay, even though he was still suffering from losing friends and his essential son, Spider-Man. But eventually, as we saw in Endgame, he brought all of this back together by figuring out time travel, and they figured out a way they could snap and undo exactly what happened. Now, this deleted scene that Robert Downey Jr. released obviously doesn't show us a whole lot. It was actually just the filming of the scene, not even any effects done to it or the sequence at all. But I can guarantee it would have been an extremely emotional scene, and who knows, maybe one day we will get it released with the after effects and everything as well, and we can imagine that that's actually what ended up happening, that Tony actually did see it, we just didn't see it at the time. But what a very cool sequence and scene to release today on the 2-year anniversary of the release of Avengers Endgame. We're now 2 projects into Phase 4 following the Infinity Saga, and Loki is next. Very, very interesting building phase for the MCU, and a lot of awesome things to follow as well. So be sure to subscribe to the channel as we're covering all things MCU and so much more here on Cosmic Culture.